I don't know what this channel is. I've never watched it before. I don't know what we're about to get into. So I guess let's have a look.
This is something you can see with your own eyes. It has not been added later. It's an optical filter that colorizes parts of the scene. There is only white light shining on this gray speaker. Before I show more, let's rewind. It all began years ago with my...
Watch at the highest resolution I can. We'll try 4K. It should be fine, theoretically.
LCD videos and not understanding how the color-moded gewichtebelettend display worked. In search for an answer, I got this ridiculous filter. Buy in. But it
censoring that made it sound so much worse.
Buy in. But it only raised more questions, and the in filter didn't make it into the video. Sorry for bleeping out in, but apparently I pronounced it incorrectly. Anyway, this is the in vari-color red-green polarizer.
Coquine.
A polarizer is mostly known for reducing reflections, but it can also make...
Yeah, you would... Like, you have polarized sunglasses like these. Like these ones right here. Look at me, I'm a fucking moonish. You also use them for a camera to reduce reflections. Yes, I have a polarizer on my camera.
The sky darker. In's red-green polarizer only polarizes a part of the color spectrum.
I did not know you could get certain color polarizers. I don't know why I never thought about this, but I guess that makes sense.
With an orange filter on top of that. Once you've set the exposure right and the white balance, you get a very strange picture. So this is the red-green version, looking more like orange-green. You can alter the colors by rotating it.
Right, because the angle of the polarizer is going to change the colors and how they're perceived. If you have your monitor has a polarizing polarizing filter in it as well. If you remove that, you can make it so you can't see the monitor, and then you can only see it by like rotating like a pair of polarized like glasses.
Since the 80s or even earlier, way before digital photography, when it was still difficult and expensive to get color effects like this. In filters were mostly aimed at the hobby enthusiast.
Polarizers literally twist light, which is insane to think about.
And I hear you wonder.
I don't know why I never really realized this. Like, you can look back at, like, older movies, and clearly, like, there were some that... Like, if you look at, like... A great example. Look at any movie of a desert, right? Like, prior to them doing it with digital effects. Yeah. It's the Breaking Bad Mexico filter. It's the India filter. It's the Pakistan filter. It's, like, anytime they want to show a desert... You're going to make it look as, like, brown and dark as possible.
Why would I want my photos to be orange-green? And the answer is, you don't.
If you want to make it look like you're on an alien planet, I guess if that's the vibe you're going for.
Well, except if you want your photos to be orange-green, of course.
That's true.
I think most
Mars
buyers
filter,
never
exactly,
used
yeah.
it again after they saw the first photos they had made with it.
Like, this would work so well if you're trying to, like... If you're trying to be like, oh, we're filming on an alien planet, look, there's poisonous water. Like, clearly that's like a vibe that works here. nuclear
Things
blast.
look somewhat post-apocalyptic through this filter.
Imagine showing this to someone 100 years ago. Well, polarizers aren't new. Like, you could do this with old film cameras. Now, obviously, the video looking this good, yeah, for sure. But like old film cameras can do this. Maybe 100 years ago is a bit much, just because we were still dealing with black and white video back then. But not that long after, color video became fairly, at least common in cinemas.
Today, I think it's more useful for video than photos. This is how the in and most other filter systems work. You screw a ring on the lens, and on that goes the filter holder. This way you can use the same filter for all lenses and change the position and rotation.
And break it!
If you mount it correctly.
That went well.
Especially for gradients, a system like this is very useful. Personally, I don't really use that anymore. I just make a double exposure. Bubble, bubble. Anyway, this Vari-Color polarizer is very dark and thick, which is not necessary. And I know that now because of this.
It's an oil spill.
How can the sky get these colors? By nature, a part of the blue sky is polarized. That is why you can make it darker with a polarizer. So doing this is the same as what I do here with an LCD screen, which is polarized by design. When doing this, any change in the polarization becomes visible. And that can result in beautiful colors, apparently named wavelength-dependent birefringence. You can also
British
see this
petroleum
in reflected
filter.
polarized light. So, with a polarizer on the lens, and the object about 90 degrees from the sun, the same colors appear in the blue sky. And this gives the scene its crazy colors. For it, I indeed use a part of a clean...
Man, I'm not like a photography guy, but like, it is really cool to see what people can do with just like magic glass. I feel the same way about polarizers as I do about like technology. We've tricked glass into Did the stream die on Twitch? We've tricked glass into do magic effects like we've tricked rocks into... We've tricked rocks into thinking.
Unused CD case.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
For it, I indeed use a part of a clean, unused CD case.
I wouldn't say that's clean.
Use a part of a clean, unused...
Clean's not the word I would use for this. It looks like it's scratched to hell.
CD case. And I also had great success with a screen protector at the right angle.
Oh, wow.
When leaving the protective film on, the effect is actually too strong.
Computers are almost magic, and the internet still remember the first... I still remember the first time I FaceTimed my grandma.
What makes this so special is that not the entire scene gets the colors, but only parts of the scene. Clouds stay white, the grass stays green. Here, I'm filming towards the sun direction, and now the reflection on the sand is polarized, thus colored. Only things with polarized light get the colors. Very cool.
That is very
Unfortunately,
cool.
Also,
Twitch, are you okay? Twitch is working, yeah? Okay. Twitch was telling me it was broken. Yeah, okay. The Twitch interface was lying to me then.
very useless. Some filters scratch extremely easily. So I made a crude version that I could screw on the camera, but that way I had less control over the colors, so it wasn't really a success. This plastic sleeve behaved like a real bicolor polarizer, more like that cooking filter. If you think this doesn't look better than the original picture, then I agree. So this is also useless, unfortunately. Unless
but it's cool.
you want to simulate an alien planet. A use. But you can do more than adding fancy colors to landscapes, of course. Many reflections are polarized. All you need is a polarizer and a piece of plastic. Even though this effect is kind of useless, I'm still tempted to use it in a future retro device video.
Man.
Of course, it also works with polarized sunglasses.
Oh man, it's so extreme!
Yes, in case you hadn't noticed yet, I really like colors.
Really?
And I guess this video is entertainment. So, actually, these filters are very useful.
This is true.
The music in this video you can find on the release Ambiences and a Dance Track. Lots and lots of thanks to all my supporters on Patreon. And thank you everybody.
That... I don't have anything to say there, but that was really cool. That's all I have to say. That looked really cool. Is this an ad for HDR? Yes, this is an ad for big HDR. Oh man, that was cool. I like seeing videos like that.